Hey guys, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to Atlanta Grill Company. Today we're going to fire up the Masterbuilt Gravity Series 1050, and we're going to work with that thing at the extreme low end of its capability. We're going to run that thing at 150 to 160 degrees with some smoke, and we're going to smoke some beef jerky. So let's get started. We're going to get our jerky project started, but the first thing I need to do is make my jerky marinade. And I'm going to give you the quantities for these ingredients in the video description because I have this recipe set up where I use a specific quantity based on the pounds of meat we're using. So we're going to start out here. I've just got a small container. I'm going to add my soy sauce, and then I'm going to add my Prague Powder #1, which is your pink curing salt. Then we're going to add some garlic powder, some onion powder, some freshly ground black pepper, some ground coriander, and some sugar. And then I'm just going to mix that up and make sure I don't have anything lumpy in there. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, and I'm probably going to get my whisk out after this to make sure I don't have any lumps of that powder. I want to chill this completely before we use it. So if you can start this the day before you're ready to make jerky, that's perfect. Okay, I've got a 3-pound top round roast here that I've bought, and I've put this thing in the freezer for about 20 minutes to firm it up a little bit. My first slice here against or with the grain, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this and we're going to slice against the grain to get our jerky pieces out. And then once I have the slices, I'm going to cut those into strips. And once we have all that cut into strips, we need to put it in a container or in a plastic bag so we can marinate it. So I'm going to load all this into one of my vacuum seal bags. And then we're going to dump in our cure and marinade that we made. It's been in the refrigerator. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to take that to the vacuum sealer. Now that I've got that in a vacuum seal bag, I'm just going to kind of massage it around a little bit and get it spread out and make sure that we've got marinade contacting all that meat. And you want to give this at least 12 hours in this marinade. I'm going to give this closer to 24 myself. And you want that marinade to get plenty of time to do its work on this beef. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, put it in a Ziploc bag. You can put it in a plastic container, a plastic bowl, or whatever. And if you do that, what you're going to want to do is grab the bag, 4 or 5 times during the time you're marinating it, and just mix it around a little bit so it gets good contact. So we're going to put this away, and we're going to come back tomorrow. Put this on the smoker. Okay, I'm getting ready to start up the smoker. I've actually lit a fire starter, put it in there, and I've loaded up some hardwood lump charcoal in the chimney. I'm going to toss a few wood chunks there in the ash pan to make some smoke. And the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to set up to cook way down here low. So let's just set it at 155 and let the computer take control. And as our smoker's coming up to temperature, I want to show you this jerky. I've gone ahead and opened up that package that I was marinating it in and drained off all of the leftover brine. You don't want to use that for anything else. I've put this on a rack on top of a half sheet just because I like to catch drippings whenever possible. So about 2 more minutes, this smoker will be ready and we're going to toss these on. Okay, our 1050's up to temp, and I've got a nice light smoke roll in there. So I'm going to crack the lid. We're going to put this guy, I'm going to put it right on the middle rack. You could put it down on the bottom if you want to, but we're going to close that up, and then we're going to set our timer, and we're going to let this go for about 7 hours. And I'm going to use the remote control on the Wi-Fi to run our timer. So I'm going to bring that guy up and set it for 7 hours. and we'll start that, and that'll give us an idea how long we've got to go. I will come back when we're a couple hours in, and I'll open up the smoker and show you. I've put an analog thermometer in there just so you can see that this thing's actually running at around 150 to 160 where we set it. So this thing's fully capable of running that low. So we'll be back in a couple hours to have another look. We've been going about 2 hours and 10 minutes here, so let's take a look in here and have a look, see what's going on. That stuff's drying out nicely. It's looking really good. I got the sun on there, so it's kind of hard to see that. So we're just going to let that keep going. And my analog thermometer down there is reading about, let's say, 160, 165 maybe. It's holding really nicely. So we're going to close this up and just let it keep on going. Okay, we're here at about the 3-hour mark, and I'm only going to do this once during this particular smoke. I am going to spray that just once with a little water and close it back up, and we're not going to touch that again, and we won't look at this again till about 6 or 6.5 hours. Okay guys, we've been going right at 7 hours now, and I'm going to have a look at this. This looks pretty good, but I think I'm going to give it maybe another half an hour, and then this is going to be perfect. Alright guys, I've let this go about another 45 minutes or so, and this jerky's ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it off, and we're going to let it stabilize at room temperature, and then we're going to come back, have a taste of this. It's going to be amazing. Okay folks, I've let this stabilize at room temperature for a couple hours, so we're going to try a little bit of this. Oh yeah. That's got a beautiful chew to it. It's going to take me a while to chew this up. Beautiful flavor. This marinade is great with the curing salt. You can leave the curing salt out of this marinade, do a lot of other things with it, like skirt steaks or flank steaks. But guys, you're going to have to give this Masterbuilt a try at 150 or 155 degrees and give this a shot. Until next time, this is John Setzler with Atlanta Grill Company.